Good morning, everyone. In this video, I want to talk about the beasts of Revelation. For generations, the teaching goes that the beast is going to be some all-powerful demon seed antichrist. I've seen videos referring to the Vatican as being the beast. So there are a vast variety of viewpoints on who the beasts of Revelation are. In this video, I want to give you my take on this, which I believe is a very valid take, and it makes just as much sense, in fact, even more sense than anything that I've seen out there or anything I've read or watched about this topic in my lifetime. Now, I've studied the book of Revelation over and over again for many, many years, 30, 35 years, perhaps 40 years. And I still delve into it. And the more I look at it, the more I'm able to pull from it. But before I begin to study the book of Revelation, I always approach the Father in prayer and ask for his guidance in understanding it, because I don't believe that one can come to understand the book of Revelation without God's guidance, without God's Holy Spirit. I just don't believe that we as human beings can understand it under our own steam, so to speak. So I always approach God in prayer for that. My prayers are always done in private. I never pray in public or in front of others. Okay, so let's talk about the beasts of Revelation. Now, I'm going to be focused on two of the beasts in Revelation. Now, there are three beasts mentioned in the book of Revelation. The first one is mentioned at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. The second one is mentioned at Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And the third beast is mentioned at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3. I'm going to focus on the beast that comes out of the sea at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. And the scarlet-colored beast mentioned at Revelation chapter 3. I reserve the beast that comes out of the earth at Revelation chapter 13, verse 11 for another video. Now, if one compares the beast of Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, and the scarlet-colored beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, they are the same. Look at them. They are the same. The beast at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1 has 7 heads. It has 10 horns, and it has 10 crowns on each horn, and it has blasphemous names on each head. Now, if you look at the beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, it also has 7 heads. It has 10 horns, but it does not have crowns on its horns. And there's a reason for that. We'll talk about that in this video. And it is covered with blasphemous names. Now, what we're seeing there are the very same beast, except we're seeing the beast, that scarlet-colored beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, at a different period of time in its existence. You'll notice that the beast that comes out of the sea at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, has crowns on each of its 10 horns. The reason why is because the kings of the earth, that's what the crowns represent. The kings of the earth control that beast. Looking over at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, we don't see crowns on those horns. There's a mysterious woman that sits on top of the beast, and she controls that beast. At this point, it's very important that we identify what this beast is, in fact, what it will be. And I'm using future tense, what it will prove to be. Now, let's first identify what this beast is. If one goes to Revelation chapter 16, verse 10, this is what we read. The fifth angel poured out his bowl on the throne of the beast, and its kingdom was plunged into darkness. People gnawed their tongues in agony. Did you get that? The beast will be a throne and a kingdom. The beast is not a man. It's not some organization. The beast is a throne and a kingdom. And again, this is found at Revelation chapter 16, verse 10. I'll put it on the screen here so you can read this for yourself. So this has to be our baseline with regards to understanding the beast at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, and the beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3. They are the same. But what they will be a throne and a kingdom. Now, if we go to Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, we read that it is the dragon that gives this beast his power, his throne, and his great authority. Now, this throne and kingdom has not arrived yet, as many believe that it has. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm going to talk about why it hasn't arrived yet. So now that we can see from Scripture, this is not my opinion, now that we can see from Scripture at Revelation chapter 16, verse 10, that the beast will be a throne and a kingdom that will reside over the entire earth in future days, now we can talk about this mysterious woman that rides on the beast of Revelation chapter 17, verse 3. Earlier, I mentioned that the beast of Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, the one that comes up out of the sea, and the beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3 are the same, except the beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3 doesn't have any crowns on its horns, and it is scarlet or red in color. There's a reason for that. So over the tenure or existence of the beast that comes out of the sea at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, and as we move forward in time, the kings of the earth, represented by the crowns on the 10 horns, will lose their power and control over that kingdom. And a mysterious woman appears, because we see her now riding on top of that beast. That she rides on top of it means that she controls it. Very much like when someone rides on a horse. What are you doing? You're controlling it. So this mysterious woman will control that throne and kingdom. And she will also control the kings of the earth who formerly controlled that beast. And you're going to see that here in a few moments. That this beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3 is scarlet in color, that is red, means that it has become bloodthirsty. You see, at its beginning, at Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, when it comes out of the sea, it's not red in color, because it will come across as being something very beneficial to all of the inhabitants of the earth in future days. And the people will love the beast. They will adore it. In fact, one can read at Revelation chapter 13, verse 4, the people will cry out, "Who is like the beast? Who can do battle or wage war against it?" So the people in future days will believe that the beast, that kingdom and throne will be invincible, that nothing can take it out. So when the beast of Revelation comes up out of the sea, this is not a literal sea, this is the sea of mankind. But when it comes up out of the sea, it sits on top of and it controls the people. It will enlist people as citizens. And the people will have been deceived. They won't know better. But the people will adore and love the beast. Now, as we move forward in time, something is going to shake that throne and kingdom and cause people to question this kingdom and this throne of the beast. And then we slowly begin to see that the kings of the earth will begin to lose their power and influence over the waters, the sea, that is the people. The waters and sea represent people, and I'll show you that in a few moments too. So as this beast that came out of the sea of Revelation chapter 13, verse 1, begins to lose its power, people begin to withdraw their support and worship of it, it changes colors. It becomes angry because people are slowly withdrawing their allegiance and worship from it. They're beginning to question what it is, how it came to be, that they have been deceived. And so this beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, this throne and kingdom of the beast, will go after those who have left off worship and support and allegiance of it. So the beast of Revelation chapter 17, verse 3 will have a manhunt, so to speak, and go after those who left off from worshiping it, that is, supporting that throne and kingdom. Now I'll talk about in another video what causes the agitation and shakeup within that throne and kingdom. Now, this woman that rides on top of that beast has a long name. That name is Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and the abominations of the earth. So she will have proven herself to be an abomination that will not be apparent in the beginning when it comes up out of the sea and is established on the earth. Please understand that by the time all these things are fulfilled in the book of Revelation, none of the kingdoms, none of these countries that we have today will be in existence. They will have long been destroyed and forgotten. It will be a completely different time period. There will have been a great resurrection of all of the dead. There will have been the establishment of Christ's 1,000-year kingdom, and it will have run its course and ended. And then Satan is released from his abyss. It's very interesting that Christ's 1,000-year kingdom and the imprisonment of Satan in the abyss are the exact same duration. But when Christ's 1,000-year kingdom ends, this is all still yet future, then something interesting happens. Satan is released from his abyss. And that is when he goes out to all of the nations of the world in those future days, all persons who have been resurrected and made perfect, who have gone through Christ's 1,000-year kingdom. That's why they'll be perfect, knowing and knowledgeable. Satan goes out to them, that perfect human society, Gog and Magog, and he will deceive them. That is what the entire contents of the book of Revelation is about. If one goes to Revelation chapter 1, verse 1, we read the revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon or shortly take place. Shortly take place when or after what? After Christ's future 1,000-year kingdom will have ended, what happens? Satan is released from his abyss of 1,000 years. If one goes to Revelation chapter 20, begin reading at verse 7 and 8, we read this. When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In number, they're like the sand on the seashore. So what is this 1,000 years? This when the 1,000 years are over? That's referring to Christ's 1,000 years being over, and when Satan's 1,000-year imprisonment term is over. He's released. God doesn't destroy him. He's released, and he goes out to deceive the entire inhabited earth. And he will enlist them under his throne and kingdom. They will become citizens of that throne and kingdom. So in the beginning, when that beast comes out of the sea of mankind, people are going to love it. They're going to adore that throne and kingdom because it will give them and provide them peace, safety, peace, and security, and their every desire in exchange for something, in exchange for worship. So the deceived inhabitants of the earth in those future days will love the beast. They will love this throne and kingdom. They will not know that they have been deceived in the beginning. They won't know that. So when we read at Revelation chapter 1, verse 1, to show his servants what must shortly or soon take place, this is referring to when the 1,000 years are over, what will soon or shortly take place after that is over. And when that's over, Satan is released from his abyss. And it's at that time he establishes on the earth his throne and kingdom of the beast, as mentioned at Revelation chapter 16, verse 10. So that is what the entire book of Revelation is all about what will take place, what will soon or shortly take place after Satan is released from his prison of 1,000 years. So since that hasn't happened yet, that means that nothing in the book of Revelation has had a start of fulfillment yet. So all these videos and books that one may read or videos they may watch that talk about Babylon the Great, the Beast, 666, the 144,000, the great multitude of the great crowd, the 7 seals or 7 trumpet blasts, none of those things have arrived yet. They're more than 1,000 years in the future. I stand by this. And yes, I boldly say that if anyone believes that the contents of the book of Revelation are having fulfillment right now, I would say that they are in error. I don't like calling people wrong because I know that people just don't know. So I will say that they are in error. And again, I always point individuals, establish that baseline. Know what the beast will be. And Revelation chapter 16, verse 10 tells us that the beast will be a throne and a kingdom on the earth. Now let's get back to this woman that rides on top of that scarlet-colored beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, that has that long name, Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and the abominations of the earth. This will not be a literal woman. You know, the appearance of a beautiful woman can be quite alluring and attractive. Now, this woman that rides on top of the beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, is dressed in purple and scarlet, glittering with gold, precious stones and pearls adorn her. So she will be quite the sight. She'll be very attractive to the inhabitants of the earth in future days, and even to the kings of the earth who will have committed fornication with her. Not a literal fornication. Now I'll do another video talking about who the kings of the earth mentioned in the book of Revelation will be. They are not what many would think. This woman will use her woman-like charm, like a prostitute, to bring and keep those within the throne and kingdom of the beast under her control, and perhaps bring back under her control those who left off giving their allegiance and worship to the beast that she controls. But she will certainly feel the effects of a withdrawal of persons who will no longer worship the beast that she controls, that is the throne and kingdom of the beast. It seems to me what she will do, she will use her charm to attract and entrap those who left off from worshiping the beast, only to bring them back in under her control to have them put to death, to use them as an example for those who are even thinking about leaving off from worshiping the beast that she controls. So now that we know that the beast will be a throne in a kingdom, who is this mysterious woman who will take control over the throne and kingdom which the kings of the earth have formerly had control over? Who is she? Well, if one goes to Revelation chapter 17, verse 18, we read, "The woman you saw is a great city that rules over the kings of the earth." This is significant because this woman rides on top of that beast. But here we're told she controls even the kings of the earth, who had formerly had control over the throne and the kingdom of the beast. She is going to be something else. She's going to be quite the sight. So we see here that she's not a literal woman, but that she is a city. But she's not a literal city in the sense of what we know as cities today. If you look at a city, what do you see in a city? We see order somewhat. There's organization, right? So she is going to be some type of organization, one worldwide organization, and no, not the United Nations, because again, none of these things that we see today will be in existence in future days. So she is going to be something. Her charm and her allure will be so powerful that she will be able to take control over the throne and the kingdom of the beast from the kings of the earth. That is why we don't see any crowns on the horns of this beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3, because a woman, a symbolic or proverbial woman, will sit on top of it and have control over the throne and the kingdom of the beast. It's a government. The beast is a government, a worldwide government. Not a new world order, but a literal, real government that sits on top of not only the beast, but who sits on top of the waters. If one goes to Revelation chapter 17, verse 15, we learn that the waters are peoples, nations, and tongues. So this woman sits on top of them. She controls them too. She controls the entire world in future days through the beast, the throne and kingdom of the beast that she controls. So in this video, I've established that the beast that comes out of the sea and the scarlet-colored beast at Revelation chapter 17, verse 3 are the same beast. We're simply seeing that beast at different times in its existence. I've also established that the beast will be a throne and a kingdom over the earth in future days. And that can be seen at Revelation chapter 16, verse 10. I've also established that the kings of the earth will have power and control and governance over the throne and the kingdom of the beast. And then later on in its existence, a mysterious woman comes along and she takes control over the throne and the kingdom. And she takes control over the kings of the earth, who had formerly had control and administration over that throne and kingdom of the beast. I have also established the time period or time stamp when these things will have fulfillment. Again, if one goes to Revelation chapter 20, verse 7 and 8, we read that when 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison, and he will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In number, they are like the sand on the seashore. So it's at that time, when Satan's released from his prison, that he establishes his throne and kingdom of the beast on the earth. So it's at that time, the fulfillment of the things mentioned in the book of Revelation will have fulfillment. That's why John would write at Revelation chapter 1, verse 1, the revelation from Jesus Christ that God gave him to show his servants what must soon or shortly take place. What must shortly take place when the 1,000 years are over. The 1,000 years of Christ's 1,000-year kingdom hasn't even begun yet. That's yet future. The imprisonment of Satan has not begun yet. When Christ takes kingdom power, it's at that time that he imprisons the dragon. So that has not occurred yet. So all the things that one reads about in the book of Revelation, they have not had a start of fulfillment. And lastly, this woman with the long name, Babylon the Great, she will be a glorious organization. She will have a star-like quality to her, very beautiful, very alluring, but this is not a literal woman. She is some type of a organization, a city, so to speak, that will have taken control over the throne and kingdom of the beast from the kings of the earth, who had once controlled the throne and kingdom of the beast. She will be responsible for a lot of bloodshed. She'll become drunk with the blood of the saints. Those who are faithful to Christ and who will realize that they have been deceived, and they'll leave off from worshiping the beast that she controls, and thus worshiping her too. She'll become angry and go after them and have them persecuted and put to death. That's what Jesus spoke about at Matthew chapter 24, verse 9 and 13, that you will be persecuted and put to death. This is all in the future. This woman, this star-like, beautiful entity, will become bloodthirsty, drunk with blood. It shows how aggressive she will be in seeking out and hunting down those who left off worshiping the beast that she controls and thus worshiping her. So be careful here. Babylon the Great has not arrived yet. Babylon the Great is not a literal city. The woman that sits on top of that beast is not a literal woman. Babylon the Great is not like many people would say. I've seen videos saying that Babylon the Great is the United States of America. The United States of America and none of these countries that we know today will be in existence when these things will have fulfillment. All of the kingdoms of the world that we know of today will have long been destroyed because Christ's kingdom will have to come. Christ isn't going to share his kingdom of 1,000 years with any of these existing kingdoms. They will have to go. They'll be destroyed. Then his kingdom of 1,000 years will reside in the earth for 1,000 years. Then it ends. Then something very interesting happens. Satan is released from his prison. That is when everything written in the book of Revelation has a start of its fulfillment, to show his servants what must soon or shortly take place, that is, after the 1,000 years is over. That's when the fulfillment of the book of Revelation begins. This is R. Jerome Harris, the disciple. Thank you for listening.